The seafront in Great Yarmouth is set for a dramatic change after 3 of the town's arcades went up for sale.
The Golden Nugget, Flamingo and Circus are all up for grabs to the highest bidder after the family business that owned them went bust. Ellie Price reports.
For sale, 3 amusement arcades in prime location on Great Yarmouth seafront. Administrators aren't sure how much the Golden Nugget, Flamingo and Circus are worth, but reckon you could scoop them for under £3 million and still have change for the slot machines. The family business that owned them went into administration earlier this month. Turnover was down by about 20%, leaving the owners unable to service their debts. They blame the high cost of regulation and internet gambling. It's eerie and actually a little bit sad in here when the frantic music and lights have been turned off, but the administrators promise it won't stay like this for very long.
Great Yarmouth, as you say, talking to people here, it has been a better year for them in view of the fact of the recession and people staying at home. There's a good chance that either we will sell it for a good price and hopefully be able to repay some of the creditors of this company, and if we're not able to do that, then we feel fairly confident that we'll be able to trade it at a profit during the course of 2011.
People have been coming on holiday to Great Yarmouth for hundreds of years, but it wasn't until the middle of the 20th century, with holiday parks and the introduction of paid leave, that mass tourism exploded into the town. By the 1970s, people were taking advantage of cheap air travel and going on package holidays abroad. The locals here in Great Yarmouth say they weathered that storm, and they'll do it again if they need to.
This is certainly not the death knell of Great Yarmouth. This is one individual business that has found itself in difficulty, and I'm sure that there will be takers because it's on prime site, right in the middle of the seafront. We're not worried at all.
The lights are likely to stay out at the 3 arcades for the winter, but locals and holidaymakers are confident the future for Great Yarmouth is bright. Ellie Price, Anglia News.
Police investigating a number of drugs offences in Essex want help identifying 2 men. Detectives have released the pictures of the men thought to be involved in a series of drugs offences in Colchester. They want anyone who knows who they are to contact them immediately.
Olympic swimmer Mark Foster was in the region today to help launch a new fundraising charity campaign for MAGPAS.
Called 1 in a Million, the appeal aims to raise £1 million for the charity, which provides emergency medical care across the region. Emma Baker was there.
They spend their time helping others. Now the people of MAGPAS are asking for a little bit of help themselves. Today, Olympic swimmer Mark Foster launched their new campaign, asking people to each give £1 to help reach a target of £1 million.
If you just give £8 and we can get 1 million people to give £8, and £1 is not a lot of money, then this service can carry on, and it could be you, me, them, somebody, and it can save someone's life. And I always think, what sort of price can you put on that?
MAGPAS provides emergency medical care around the region, by car or by air ambulance. For the last 3 years, it's provided the volunteer medics who work on the East Anglian Air Ambulance Service. But that's now set to change, as the air ambulance has just announced it's to stop using MAGPAS medics in favour of doctors from a private company.
There was nothing wrong with the service provided by MAGPAS, and we've never claimed that their clinical standards were other than good. What this is going to do is to allow us to offer the service 365 days a year.
MAGPAS says it's an unfortunate decision, but the charity will go on.
The good news is that MAGPAS, based here, has the use of several transport platforms. We have the police helicopter, on occasions RAF helicopter, and these land vehicles. So it is a shame, but it won't disrupt the service, and we will continue to provide this service to the people of the counties.
MAGPAS goes out to patients right the way across East Anglia. In the first 9 months of this year alone, it attended more than 500 incidents. But of course, that costs money. It takes more than £500,000 every year to keep the charity going. And for that, it relies entirely on donations. Which is why it's asking people across the region to give £1 and become 1 in a million. Emma Baker, Anglia News, Huntingdon.
In football, the first Ipswich-Norwich derby is less than 3 weeks away, and both clubs are handily placed in the Championship with a third of the season gone. They're separated by goal difference ahead of tonight's games, but both have work to do to catch Queen's Park Rangers and Cardiff. Ipswich entertain Derby, Norwich visit Millwall. At Ipswich, Roy Keane hopes his players can rise to the challenge of staying in the promotion race.
The players, I think, are mentally slightly tougher than maybe we were last year, but I think there's a bit more confidence because we've got a few victories under our belt. Whereas when you look back, I think we played Derby after 15 games, we hadn't won yet, so mentally that can play on the player's mind. But I think we're mentally a touch tougher than last year.
Norwich, meanwhile, are forced into one change, with Andrew Croft suspended following his red card at the weekend. Teammate Chris Martin admits Crofts will be missed at Millwall.
He's been one of our best players this year. He's really adapted to life in the Championship very well, and he's a very good player, and he'll be missed definitely, but I think we've got lads of quality to come in and replace him. But yeah, Croft has been magnificent for us this season.
Big matches this evening. Now, Norwich's Wall Memorial will be open for Armistice Day. That's for the first time in 6 years. The area around the memorial has been closed while a £2.5 million rebuilding project takes place, but the hoardings will be temporarily removed for Thursday's service.